It's you again. You keep coming back. Welcome. Welcome back. We we are going to watch another video. And this one is 6 most disturbing forest encounters caught on camera. Like I've said before, the scariest thing is the living on two legs with bad intentions. They sometimes seem unstoppable. Even if they're just standing looking at you eerily. Even if it's just a prank that they're pulling, still, it seems like bad intentions. What a world we live in, huh? I'm not going to keep you waiting. With my ramblings on, let us continue to explore what lurks in the forest.
In January 2015, a group of New Zealand film students were recording outside their school at Auckland's Parnell railway station. The footage you're seeing now was recorded by a student named Chris Meir. For a few minutes, Chris and his friends were messing around and having fun as they filmed. But that's when the group spotted a man and a woman wearing creepy white masks hiding in the tall grass next to the station and staring ominously at the camera.
Oh God.
Oh, it's like now.
People, man, people. Come on.
As it was later revealed, Chris and his buddies first thought that the masked people were probably pranksters from the school trying to creep them out, which is why they can be heard laughing throughout the footage. However, the students later confessed that it was more so nervous laughter and that they were actually pretty terrified during the encounter. Disturbingly, looking at the footage, they noticed that the couple appeared to be armed. In some of the clips, it looks like one of them is holding a pistol.
But that is so creepy. That is so...
Where's the other one? Where's the other one? I don't see him.
As soon as the suspects got a little too close for comfort, the group ran back to the main road, after which they reportedly saw a police chopper approaching the area of the incident. It's not entirely clear who called the cops that day, but based on my research, this wasn't the first time the couple had harassed the public with their creepy masks and weapons. Earlier that week, they had terrorized a woman at Auckland's Domain Park, but left before the police were able to arrest them. When the cops arrived at the train station, Chris and his friends gave them the report, after which the Auckland Police Department uploaded a Facebook post where they urged the suspects to come forward and warned civilians to stay far away from the masked couple if they saw them. They also cautioned that if they saw someone carrying what appeared to be a weapon, they had no way of knowing if the weapon was real or fake and would be forced to approach the situation as if it were real. Shortly after that, the suspects reportedly came forward to talk to the cops. Throughout the investigation, the authorities didn't release a whole lot of information to the public about who these people were, whether their weapons were real, or what their intentions were. But one thing we know for sure is that this wasn't just an innocent prank. In fact, when a lot of people online started accusing the students of staging a prank just to get attention, a spokesperson from the school came forward to clarify that the masked suspects had nothing to do with the institute. According to an article from Vice, a police spokesperson later confirmed that the weapons were fake. But I wasn't able to find any official confirmation of this, and to this day, not a lot of people know who the suspects were or why they were terrorizing the public for no reason. Whatever the case, it's a good thing Chris and his friends were able to get away before things took a turn for the worse.
Why? Why, people? I don't get it. In these times, you remember that they had that big clown scare here a few years ago? Try that today, man. Everybody's got that thing. That's what they say. They got that thing, boy. They're gonna use that thing on you. I'm telling you, people are something else, man. Because I know if I'm out there and you come up there with a mask to scare me and you get too close, Forget flight, it's fight time. You understand? Especially if I feel that I have no choice, we going down. And I'm 7'1". I ain't easy to put down. I could tell you that right now. Let's keep going.
Near the base of Mount Fuji in Japan lies a forest that's known among the locals as the Sea of Trees. Interestingly, the entire forest grew out of a 30 square kilometer patch of hardened lava that was laid down by the last major eruption of Mount Fuji. A little more disturbingly though, over the years the Sea of Trees has become known as a place where people go to take their own lives.
Okay,
And if
okay.
you venture far enough into the forest, it's not uncommon at all to find a body. Near the entrance of the forest, a sign written in Japanese reads, "Quietly think once more about your parents, siblings, and children.
Wow.
Please don't suffer alone, and first reach out." In July 2017, urban explorer and YouTuber Burbex ventured into the forest to see what he'd find, walking his viewers through his entire journey into the Sea of Trees. But even though the video starts out tame enough, just a few minutes into his exploration, the uploader comes across an abandoned bike, and that's when things get a little disturbing.
Oh,
I'm only a
man.
few meters away from the road right now, but I've already found an abandoned bike. It's actually a pretty nice bike. Let's take a look at it. I don't think it's been here a long time. What do we got in here? And there's a packet for a knife.
Oh,
I think I've just found some kind of note in a bag. It says 1211. I can't quite make out. I think this is somebody's name just here. And I'm not sure what this means.
On top of the bike, Burbex finds an empty piece of packaging for a kitchen knife, and a few minutes later, he comes across a note written on a plastic bag.
why
The
are you
note
touching this
translates
stuff?
to 1211 verified, Fuji Yoshida police station verified, meaning it's likely evidence of someone who abandoned their stuff to take their own life in the forest, confirmed by the local police station. It's incredibly haunting to think how many lives have been lost in that forest over the years, and even more disturbing to think that any random passerby could easily find the body while exploring the terrain. Over the years, the Japanese government has implemented several measures, such as placing security cameras near the entrance to track those who walk inside, as well as training volunteers to talk to the visitors who are thinking of taking their lives. Still, this hasn't stopped people from following through with it, and the fact that the media has really played a big part in sensationalizing the forest in
Yeah.
recent years hasn't helped either. In
No.
early
No, here's the question. Is there something about that place that draws people there to do that? Is it some kind of subconscious thing where they think that place is a place meant for that to happen? Or is it just simply human beings following other human beings? Because when you really boil it down, we are followers, you know what I mean? Like, if you go to the grocery store, one person would park a shopping cart in a parking spot in the parking garage and give it about 10 minutes, and there's 15 carts in that parking spot, even though they know it doesn't go there. So it's quite possible that people just say that's a place to go to do it, so everybody goes there. And isn't that the same pattern with a lot of things, Like somebody would commit a certain crime and everybody would want to follow, like serial offers. Everybody wants to be better than the next one, so then they go and they do stuff. You know what I'm saying? I do remember one of the Paul boys got into trouble because they went to that forest. I don't know if it's that specific one, but also he got into trouble for that, had to apologize on YouTube and stuff. Like, the video was, I don't know if the video was taken down or not. Another thing too, it is said that that sprung up after an eruption of Mount Fuji, and all of that come up. So that's like new life completely there. That's new ground. That's sprouting new life as far as trees are concerned. So could there be a correlation with that and why people are drawn to go there and take their life? I mean, I'm just thinking out loud here. You understand what I'm saying?
2023, a man named David Meredith was taking his usual evening stroll through his neighborhood in Red Deer, Canada, when he suddenly saw a bull moose eating next to a tree. Hoping to catch a better glimpse, he hid behind the tree to watch. And that's when the moose turned around and started charging at him. To understand how incredibly dangerous this is, keep in mind that an adult male moose can run faster than 35 miles per hour, which is almost twice as fast as the max speed for the average human male. Even though moose aren't generally aggressive, they can easily trample and kill a human if they feel threatened, which is probably what happened here. Fearing for his life, David hoisted himself up the tree next to him to avoid getting stabbed by the moose's antlers.
Well, that moose is like, come here. Come here, human. Come here, human. Uh-oh, he's doing the threatening movements. My man climbed the tree, boy.
As soon as he was out of the moose's reach, he started recording. For about 30 seconds, the moose just stares at David, and you can hear the uploader's nervous breathing as he waits for the moose to leave. But shortly after, the moose starts charging back and forth with its head down, which is a clear sign that it's stressed and would probably trample David if he were to come down or fall from the tree.
Come on, dog, human. Come get some.
Based on what he mentioned to the news station that interviewed him a couple of days later, David stayed in the tree for over 10 minutes waiting for the moose to leave him alone. When asked how he climbed up the tree, he demonstrated how he pulled himself up by a flimsy-looking branch, which is honestly one of the most concerning parts of this whole situation. That branch breaks, and David would have been at the mercy of a very angry moose and might not have lived to tell the tale. Luckily, after seeing that David wasn't coming down, the moose finally gave up and ran off, thanks to which the uploader was able to come down safely after waiting it out for around an extra half hour.
Now, normally I would say, why is he out there walking knowing there's wildlife? But then, I used to walk into the rainforest on the island all the time. Night, day, I didn't care, especially moonlit nights. Now, luckily, my island doesn't have moose. It doesn't have any big cats. We don't even have any poisonous snakes there. So I could just like la-di-da-di-da-di-da. Now, South America, you go to South America and an insect land on you and you think it's your pet cat. Plow! Big old things, yeah. Big old things. There's piranhas, there's all kind of snakes, and the snakes they run in colonies. It's not just one you see slithering. You're walking through a jungle, and there's just like a rainforest, and and then you stop and it's and they all around you. Or you're standing next to the river whistling, thinking all is good. Out of the water comes some type of snake ready to snatch you up, boy. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Yeah, you have to be careful when you go into the forest and in places, on the on the island, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You go out there and chill.
In February 2018, a man named Greg Harris uploaded a GoPro video of himself riding his ATV on an unnamed trail. For the first few seconds, the footage shows pretty much exactly what you'd expect from this kind of upload. But in the blink of an eye, something extremely disturbing interrupts Greg's ATV ride.
What is it?
If you didn't catch it, someone had set up a metal wire between the two trees, which got caught in the uploader's helmet and forced him to stop. It's pretty disturbing to think that if Greg hadn't been so lucky, he could have been decapitated by the wire. Fortunately, as mentioned in the video description, his speed, along with the wire hitting his helmet instead of his neck, caused it to break as he passed through it. It might seem shocking that anyone would even think of doing something as incredibly evil as setting up a lethal booby trap in the middle of an ATV trail. But sadly, it's actually pretty common in the dirt bike and ATV community.
What?
Sometimes these wires are set up by people trying to keep bikers off their property. Others are set up by psychos who get irritated by the noise and decide to use violence to fix the issue. And the rest are set up by people who are just messed up in the head and want to bring harm to others for no reason. In this case, it's impossible to tell who is responsible for setting up the trap. This is just one of those videos where if the wire was set up just slightly lower, the accident could have easily been fatal. Luckily, he was able to walk away with minimal injuries, and he used his video as a way to warn others to watch out for these kinds of traps, especially when riding through trees.
Why? Why would somebody do that? I mean, even if they're making noise, just to keep somebody off your land, you're gonna kill them? And that land don't even look like it's got anything of value on there. There's no, I don't see no farmland. I don't see nothing like that. It's just land, man. I don't get it. It's not worth it. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, that's my land. Don't you step on there. It's just land. And to think about it, if they stay on the trail and they're not going into and tearing up the ecosystem, what's the big deal, man? Trying to kill them. There's something wrong with people, man. There's something. Listen, you're gonna pass on and leave that land anyway. And who's to tell if that land's gonna stay in your family? Because a lot of people, whenever they pass on, the family just sell the land off and take the money anyway. But no, I don't want you on my land, so I'm gonna set up a trap to. Don't make no bloody sense.
Back in the summer of 2014, a man named Chris was biking in the mountains near Fernie, British Columbia, when he suddenly noticed what appeared to be an animal approaching him in the tall grass. Immediately, he realized it was a mountain lion, and that's when he started recording.
I don't know if you can see it, but there's a mountain lion. He's crouching in the grass.
Oh. He's
actually
checking
coming
you out.
towards me.
Uh-huh. My man said
At first,
dinner.
it's kind of hard to see where exactly the animal is,
I
but
see
as
it
Chris
though.
walks towards the trail, you can see it emerging from the grass coming
Oh
closer.
yeah. It's like dinner.
That is a mountain lion,
Uh-huh.
and he's stalking me.
Uh-huh.
Even though mountain lion sightings are rare, they have been known to attack people in certain situations. And let's just say, if you see one stalking you in the tall grass, slowly approaching as it stares you down, you can be pretty certain that you're in danger.
Oh, dinner
About 2
time.
minutes into the footage, the lion starts walking a little faster, and Chris does the one thing you never do with a mountain lion by turning his
turn it.
back and starting to run.
Oh, that's a stalking walk. Oh Lord, yeah, that animal is coming with a vengeance, brother. And you can't climb no tree or nothing
Hey, Mr.
because they could
Mountain
climb.
Lion, how are you doing? Nice to see you.
I'm hungry. That's how I'm doing.
Nice to see you.
So
I'm
now-
much bigger than you.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Over
I'm
the
much
next couple of
stronger than
minutes,
you.
Chris tries to get the animal to go away, but it only walks around him and continues to stalk him, staring him down in the tall grass near the entrance to
my
the woods.
God.
A couple of minutes later, the uploader manages to take a few steps toward the main trail back to his car, but he doesn't get too far before the mountain lion cuts him off again.
Oh my God, it's coming closer.
Stay back. Stay there.
That is, look at that animal stalking, dude.
I'm not afraid of you.
Fortunately, after a few moments of tension, the mountain lion turns around and disappears into the trees. Being in a position like that has to be downright terrifying,
you
especially when you
think-
consider that the only reason the lion didn't attack was because it didn't want to. And had it felt more threatened, it easily could have done some serious damage. Thankfully, it was just a close call, and Chris was able to walk away from the terrifying encounter
Oh
unharmed.
my goodness.
In March 2019, a 5-year-old girl from Fairlawn, New Jersey was playing with her friends near a creek in a wooded area behind their home right off Route 208. This was an area the family knew very well, as they'd been living there for 13 years, and the girl's father, Dave Kuroda, and his wife felt completely safe letting their kid play in the woods behind their house. But at some point during that particular afternoon, the girl came across a pile of clothing in the woods, after which she immediately ran back to tell her dad what she had found. Strangely, the clothes appeared to have been cut off a person's body, and there were suspicious red stains all over the tattered, shredded outfit. After confirming the bundle consisted only of women's clothing, Dave called the Bergen County Sheriff's Office and reported the incident, feeling like it was just too out of the ordinary for a random pile of cut-up clothes to appear near the entrance of the woods so close to his home. Even though this was the first time their daughter saw the clothes, it appeared they had been in the woods for several months, which explains some of the excessive wear and tear, but not the suspicious cuts and stains all over the outfit. Immediately, Fairlawn police started asking the public if they could identify the clothes, hoping that it was just a prank rather than something more sinister. Unfortunately, nobody came forward, and until the clothes can be linked to some sort of crime or to a victim, they can't be accepted for testing by the police department. To this day, the cops from the Fairlawn Police Department haven't been able to match the clothing to anyone in particular. And at this point, all we can do is hope that whoever those clothes belonged to did not come to the harrowing fate that the dark reddish stains imply.
It's a sad state of affairs when kids can't even play in the woods. The days when we could just run wild in the woods without fear of finding anything or bumping into any strange people lurking in the woods with malicious intentions. I'm old enough to miss those days, the younger generation. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them will never know the freedom to play in the woods. That mountain lion was about to attack, wasn't it? If you venture out into the woods, make sure you go prepared. There is bear sprays for bears. Walk with a big stick in case a mountain lion comes. It's not that much of a defense, but it's something. Nature may not be as friendly as we would hope it would be. A mountain lion, a moose, a bear, anything. Though they don't like being around humans and they stay away, if they feel threatened, they will come at you. There's a lot to be afraid of in this world, but there's also a lot to celebrate it. And if by some reason you like to celebrate the dark, this is the place for you.